Welcome everyone to this episode of the Palmetto Guardian. I'm Sergeant Chelsea Baker.
And I'm Sergeant Tim Andrews.
And today we have some familiar faces that haven't been in the studio for a long time. So if y'all could introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Heather McPherson. I'm the curator of history at the South Carolina Military Museum.
And I'm John Freeman. I'm the curator of weapons and such.
So I'm glad to have you guys back. You guys are a little bit further down the museum from us now, but still in the same building. So I'm glad that you guys were able to come here today to talk to us. It's crazy to think that the year, like we're already halfway through the year.
Yeah.
yeah. We're very familiar how fast time flies when we're working on
and
stuff.
how we would like to slow it down sometimes.
Yes. So we've gotten through half of the year, but now we're going into the second half of the year. And so I kind of want to talk about, like we went through Memorial Day and all these other observances, but now we're going into the 4th of July. And I kind of want to talk about the history of it and why we celebrate the 4th of July, and it not just being a weekend of barbecues and hanging out on the boat and stuff. Like, what's the meaning behind the 4th of July?
I mean, it's Independence Day. It's when the 13 colonies declared independence from Britain and signed the Declaration of Independence.
That's right. It's sort of our statement of, we ain't going to take it. And in South Carolina, it's sort of a double whammy weekend because just a couple days before Independence Day, you also have the Battle of Sullivan's Island during the Revolutionary War, in which British fleet was repulsed from Charleston Harbor. So that's known as Carolina Day, which is the 28th of June. And then Independence Day is like right around the corner from it. So there's typically a lot of going on in South Carolina around that weekend. So.
But that's not a federally recognized holiday, though.
It's not, but
okay.
I mean, it probably should be, but no, it's not. But it's Carolina Day. It's where we get our flag from. The South Carolina flag with the blue with the crescent that was first flown at the Battle of Sullivan's Island, and after that flag went all across the state because everyone could see it on top of the fort, and then that was right on the time of 4th of July. So that flag just became incredibly popular, all because of the battle and then 4th of July following it. Sort of a huge morale boost.
Mm. Now, the flag originally didn't start out as it was now, right?
That's right. It was originally a flag, just blue with a white crescent in the corner. There was no palmetto tree. And there's some debate about whether it said Liberty on it. Somewhere maybe it might have said Liberty in the crescent or at the bottom of the flag. But yeah, it was initially how it started. And it wasn't even an official flag. The 2nd South Carolina commander actually commissioned it and designed it after his troops' uniforms and then flew that over the Battle of Sullivan's Island. And funny enough, the 2nd South Carolina is going to be here. They're living relatives for July 3rd for our opening event. So sort of all tying together after a couple hundred years. So it'll be fun.
Now the crescent, is it the crescent? Is it actually a crescent? Because I've heard talk on whether it's a crescent or it's actually like a neck protector that people would wear during war.
Nobody knows.
Okay.
Yes, it's definitely a crescent. Some think it's actually a gorget because you're talking about the neck protector. But there's no smoking. There's no smoking gun or smoking letter to say, well, this is why I designed it this way. All we know is his troops had a crescent on their hat.
Oh, okay.
On the middle of their hat, but no one knows why there was a crescent there. There are some ties back to a flag that was flown years before to protest one of the taxes that was coming from Great Britain, and that flag was a flag with 3 crescents pointed upwards in the middle of the flag, but nobody knows why crescents were on that flag either. So for some reason, crescents in South Carolina go back a long way, but no one really knows why.
That'd be interesting if there was a way to figure that out.
It's good enough for a documentary if you do. So. Yeah.
You guys can make the documentary. We're up to our heads in documentaries right now.
We're done with documentaries for time. So.
Is there any other significance or things that you wanted to talk about with the 4th of July, though?
The big thing here happening at the museum is we're reopening our first gallery and our new Battery Bay on July 3rd. So like John said, the 2nd South Carolina Reenactment Regiment is coming. So we'll have some more cannons out front and a little education space for kids to learn about the Revolutionary War, which, of course, ties into July 4th. And we'll be revealing some of our new exhibits with how we've rearranged our cannons and artillery pieces and reopening that gallery that's been closed for almost a year.
Has it really been that long?
Over a year.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
It's been a while.
Since March of March of last year.
And we'll definitely we didn't quite have enough time to go in there and really kind of freshen up some of the exhibits, but the Revolutionary War exhibit is definitely one that we want to put some more focus on once things kind of slow down with moving cannons across the parking lot. So.
Those things are loud. Like, I'm sure they're loud shooting, but when you guys move those things, like, I mean, those things are loud, and I mean, I'm assuming they're heavy too, which.
Yeah, that's what causes the loudness.
Yeah.
It's very evident
Very.
up close.
A lot of respect to those old artillery folks that had to move those cannons and all that stuff. They had to be strong.
Well, yeah, especially, I mentioned earlier, 2nd South Carolina is coming to our event on July 3rd, and one of our big cannons of boots, they borrow it from time to time to take to reenactments and displays. They're here. They're going to be here, sort of giving some history lessons about it. But they regularly pull it across the battlefield.
Oh, really?
And at that time, it was considered a light 6-pounder. So there wasn't always oxen or horses available to pull them, so they hook ropes up to the hubs and just drag it across the battlefield. And talk about heavy. I couldn't do that.
And the weather that's here in South Carolina?
Exactly. And while wearing probably wool uniform or something along those lines.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, I feel like we have no room to complain whenever we're out doing
Yeah, we got these
training.
uniforms and all that.
Yeah. So with the event, you said it's July 3rd and it's going to be here at the museum. What time frame, as far as, I'm assuming it's free admission,
Yep.
and the time that it's going to be open for people to come?
Just our normal operating hours, so 10 to 4 on that Saturday. Yeah, and we're also kind of paying honor to the maintenance company that was actually stationed in this building from like the 1950s till 1996.
49 years.
Yeah, the 3649th Maintenance Company. They can tie their lineage back to World War II, and we have some of the last remnants of their workstation in that new Battery Bay area. So we're going to have a few tools and stuff on display as well, and kind of talk about their history a little bit.
Now with downstairs, like right below us where we're filming right now, you guys kind of have turned that into like a display that you are continuously changing out all the time. Are you still going to be doing that? Is there any new exhibits that's going to be coming up, or is it kind of set with what's there?
Coming up soon, we're going to do Desert Storm, Desert Shield down there. And that's, so right now we just sort of have some items in there, just something to take up space. But we're looking in the coming months of having Desert Shield, Desert Storm displayed in there, sort of trying to co-align with the anniversary. And that's going to be quite a bit of work after this. So we're already starting to gear up for that a little bit in our minds. So
yeah, how's it been with the front gallery closing and everything? With having people still come to the museum, has there still been a big interest in the museum and people still coming and going through the exhibits and still like? How has it been since the front gallery has been closed and there really is only the back half for people to walk through? Like, how has that experience been?
A lot of people ask, "What's up there?
Yeah.
What's up there?" And they're like, "Soon, don't worry, soon." If you're local, we always encourage them to come back in a couple of weeks when it's fully open. But there's a lot of interest in what's up there. People also ask, "Well, didn't you used to have more?" So it's sort of, you're trying to keep people interested in there's going to be new stuff in there you haven't seen before. Trust us, just give us a little bit of time.
Yeah, we've had some groups come by. The State Guard came by a few weekends ago for their new recruits, and so they're not getting the full impact of what our museum has to offer, but still getting a really good glance into our state's history. With we got some pretty cool stuff down in Gallery 2. So Gallery 1, for all those people who've only seen Gallery 2, come back and you'll have even more stuff to see.
Yeah. Are you guys like the very front when you first walk in? Is there any change to that? Like the front entrance?
Gift shop will be open again.
Okay. But there wasn't any changes to that. It was just shut because of construction.
Yeah. It was shut because of construction. It happened right in the middle of our museum. And since we couldn't, unfortunately, allow guests to walk through the construction zone, we sort of had to move the entrance to the middle. So the entrance is going back to the old entrance to the far left-hand side of the building next to helicopters. And the gift shop will be open down there as well. Okay.
And all those exhibits that were at the front, those are still staying the same, or are you guys going to start changing some of that stuff out as well?
There'll be some minor modifications.
We have plans. We just haven't been able to get to them. And there's one of our exhibits, if you've been here before and you've seen a lot of swords on the wall, those are no longer there because it was a loan. But we've got plans for that one that should tell a little bit more of the transition between the militia into the National Guard. So, yeah, we have plans.
Yeah, there's plans coming.
The museum is just a mystery around here.
Yeah, never know what they're gonna have.
To everybody sometimes.
We know exactly what we're doing at all times.
Well, I really appreciate y'all stopping by to letting us know. Don't miss July 3rd. It'll be a fun weekend to come out and see the reopening of the exhibits and to get to walk through the museum and see some cool stuff. But is there anything else that you guys would like to add before we close out?
Yeah, just, I mean, you
I
know,
guess that's it.
like you said, you know, you're on the lake, you're on your boat, eating your hot dogs and stuff. But, you know, remember, just take a second to remember, you know, that the reason that, you know, we get to do this is because we fought for our independence, and be a great thing to check out the museum and know that the military is part of that independence that you get to, you know, value every day.
And we'll have some living historians and reenactors here. I already mentioned 2nd South Carolina for Revolutionary War, but we'll also have military timeline impressions, and they'll be here, I think, covering a couple different American wars. So
General Pershing will probably be making an appearance. So.
We'll have General Pershing here on hand as well. So it's going to be fun.
All right, and you guys have a Facebook page, right?
We do, and we're currently posting updates to that. So if you want to follow us, Facebook's probably the best option.
Okay, and what's your name on Facebook so they can find you?
It's SC Military Museum.
That's it.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, well, again, thank y'all for stopping by and fitting us in your busy schedule and walking down the couple feet to the studio.
Many feet.
Yeah.
Many feet.
But again, check them out July 3rd and check out the exhibits. It's going to be awesome. It's cool to see whenever y'all change the stuff downstairs because we hear the commotion. We're like, what are they doing down there? And then we look over the railing and we're like, oh, they're moving stuff around. So I'm excited, and hopefully everybody comes out to see everything that y'all have in store for them.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
All right. Well, if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we will catch you guys in the next episode.